Here's how you can build a mud kitchen for free using old pallets. First, you'll need 2 pallets. I found mine for free by asking a local store if I could use their old ones. Then you'll cut 1 pallet directly in half. I used my circular saw for this. And those 2 pieces create the front and the back of the mud kitchen. You want them to be symmetrical. You can see here mine were not. It needs to hold a flat table on top, so I went ahead and I made sure all of those were the same length. Then you'll cut about 1/4 off of the second pallet, and again using a circular saw for this. Using nails or a nail gun, you will attach that pallet to one of the sides of your first pallet, and you'll see why we did this later. With the extra pieces of wood that were cut off from that second pallet, I used that to put in between the front and the back. The table on top will unite them, but this just makes it more secure. I had leftover plywood from another project, so I used that as my table, but you can also use extra wood from the pallet. On top of the kitchen, I wanted a bowl, but I wanted it into the actual table. This part is optional. I used a jigsaw to do that. Then with another extra piece of wood, I put a shelf on the top, and then with the remaining plywood, I covered the sides. Pallets can be really splintery, so I do think it's important to sand it all down after. And of course, painting and caulking, that is optional, but I think it makes it look really, really good. My daughter's favorite things to play with on here, aside from mud, is food coloring and water. I put them in squeezy bottles, and then she also loves dried flowers and these cute little shakers. Next, I put hooks with a basket with spoons, measuring cups, anything she might need to cook with, water jug for refills, and a little chalkboard for her menu. I think it turned out so cute. It only took me 1 afternoon to build, and all of the lumber was free. Screenshot this for a supply list, and let me know if you have any questions. Good luck and follow along for more.